What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Women's Rugby Treehouse. It's me, Julia, and with me, as always, I have Hattie, and back by popular demand, we have Karuk. Hi, Hattie and Karuk.
Woo!
Hello,
Woo!
hello.
All right. All right, so since we have a guest today, we're going to move every little bit of the pod around a little bit. We're going to start off right at the top. We're going to talk about our miscellaneous business. We're going to do a quick Pacific Four recap. We're going to do some quick Six Nations recap, and then we're going to have a conversation about France, which is what we're excited to do. So to start us off, what is this news that you are so excited about, Hattie?
Big breaking news. It is so big and breaking news that any other business is, in fact, at the beginning of the podcast.
It's the business.
Now, Harlequins announced that they were making a signing yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday,
Yeah.
at the time of recording. Yesterday at like 9, 10 o'clock UK time. They said it was coming at 2. And I obviously sent it to the group chats, all like 7 group chats I'm in with Julia. We end up yapping about it, and like half an hour, like 1:30, we're debating who it's going to be, which Welsh player it's going to be, and I was like, Cecilia Tuipulotu would be huge
Among several guesses. But
among
yes,
several, but this is the one where we were like, it's either going to be Cecilia or it's going to be
or like
somebody,
a development player. Yeah.
yeah, or it'll be someone really tiny. We were like, whatever. Literally 5 minutes before 2 o'clock, I was like second guessing myself. I was like, is it going to be X, Y, and Z? We were really going through what do Quins need. We were like, they need a tight head prop.
And I very smartly pointed out that both Bimba and Sylvia Trani are retiring.
Yeah. And obviously Cecilia has been behind more Muir, not getting a lot of game time at Gloucester Hartpury. Anyway, 2 o'clock rolls around. I'm there on Instagram. I'm scrolling. I'm updating. I'm whatever.
This is the longest reveal of it being that it was, in fact,
Cecilia Tuipulotu.
has left Gloucester Hartpury, decided that the fourth Pete was not worth it. I agree.
Well, she is going to get the fourth Pete, but then she'll be buggering off afterwards.
That's the way to do it. Get the bag and run.
Yeah.
I am thrilled. I think like it's so smart to slot into the club that is about to need another headliner in her position. Especially since like Gloucester immediately announced that Maud had re-signed and like she's not going anywhere.
But
That sure
also,
didn't get done.
Bimba, before she was at Quins, was at Gloucester Hartpury, and she was one of
That's
the
true.
players who was developing Cecilia into a tight head anyway. Like she was very much there for that. So I
If it
think
could turn out that she is going to continue to get mentored by Bimba, it's going to be crazy.
because Bimba has been working with the Quins Foundation anyway, so it is
Exactly.
it's good.
And
Oh,
then,
that's
it
interesting. I
doesn't
didn't
it
know
doesn't hurt Harlequins.
Oh,
Yeah, Harlequins loves an international roster anyway. It's a good fit. I'm stoked. I
that.
think definitely folks in London will be happy that she's closer by. There are plenty of Welsh there. It's big news. Big news if you're a Cecilia fan.
yeah. Mm.
Do we have
As a front rower, what do you think?
I
Harry?
mean,
Not
oh
you, Julia.
yes,
I don't really care about your
Oh no,
opinion.
no.
and also you've
I
already
think
got it.
I think. I mean, the choice makes sense basically because of game time, and also I didn't. I'll be honest, I didn't watch that much PWR this season, but I think
There.
Harlequins have probably one of the most interesting rosters out there, and
Yes.
building with Cecilia on top of that is probably going to make that a point of viewing. I'd like to see more of her playing at club because, as I mentioned, being Montmuir, having
Yep.
Montmuir in your club basically
Yep.
means that you're not going to play almost like anytime soon, which is fair enough because Montmuir is one of the best players in
Because
the
yeah.
world. But
I,
yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what she has in store for Harlequins. I don't know for how long she's supposed to stay there. Has it been mentioned?
um,
Maybe two, three
It didn't
years.
give
yeah,
Maybe.
they
I
didn't
would
say. I think the weird thing about PWR contracts is that it's not unless you're a red rose, it's not super uncommon for them to only be 1 year anyway.
Hmm, okay.
which is weird and posing its own problems, but
I mean, with her, I mean, with her age profiles, I mean, she's like 23, right?
Yeah.
22,
she's
23.
super young, yeah.
Yeah, so I can imagine her staying at Queen's for, I don't know,
It
5, 6 years if everything
It
goes
would be
right.
great. It
Yeah.
would be great. Honestly,
If
the
they
only
could
thing
build their
exactly,
scrum around her, great
exactly,
choice.
and we know that it's what they like to do. So honestly, it feels
Yeah,
like a
so
good, yeah.
exciting choice.
And I think as well, like they have Quins maybe don't have some of the depth that like Hooker, for example, or Talfa Tuipulotu, who is Cecilia's younger sister. They're incredibly close. Talfa is exactly the type of player that a squad like Quins are missing. So it'd be really
That's
interesting if they get
that's
her as well.
insane. That would
Is
be
she playing at
insane.
Gloucester as well?
She's playing at Hartpury. She
Harper. Okay.
is,
Yeah.
she's
And
Mm.
18.
Hartpury, yeah, Hartpury
Oh,
is the
okay.
university
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Hartpury is the university that feeds Gloucester. So
Mm.
basically,
But
yes.
she was
Um,
hooker of the tournament at the under 18s festival.
yep. I was just gonna say she's already,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Um, and like how crazy would it be if, and because it looks like the Harlequins, the Harlequins also, just in case you didn't know, Carrick, they also picked up a few black ferns last season.
Yeah, no, no.
So yeah, yeah.
I know that Liana Mikalu too was
Yep,
playing there
Hmm.
exactly.
before she went off with Pacific 4. But I mean, one of my favorite players in the Blackfin sport, so it
Agreed.
was really exciting. Really
That was
exciting.
exactly where I was gonna go. That's
Yeah,
super
I really
exciting
like
to
that
me. I
choice.
really,
Yeah,
yeah, I really hope that they all work
I hope
together.
more Blackfins come back next year to compete with y'all.
So, so yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking as well. And actually been watching a lot of Alice's content, of course, because that's where I learn most of my stuff for the Black Ferns. And it sounds like, I mean, this dives off into a different conversation about how New Zealand structures and kind of like sets up rules for the Black Ferns because for a while we were told and the Black Ferns were told that like if you go to the PWR at all, you will be out of contention to be a Black Fern. And then they took that back and they were like, well,
Nah.
As long as you play in Opiki, which is the domestic competition, as long as you play there, you could still be a Black Fern. That held up this past year. That's what they did as well. And everybody did go back and play Opiki anyway. But this year we had more Black Ferns than we ever had before. So I have to assume that from how it sounds and from how the players themselves speak, it sounds like New Zealand Rugby came to the realization that at this time, while it would be great to keep all of your players at home, like Ireland has tried to do, it's not really feasible to do both that and stay on par with the global game
Yeah,
if the
mate.
rest of the global game is
That's
developing in PWR.
that's
Yeah.
just a realistic option in my opinion.
It is.
Like,
Well, so I bring that up because we'll talk about it later because we're going to have a great chat about it. But it makes me think about France because France is keeping that. And it's not that they're saying you can't go play.
yeah.
They're not saying that you can't go play,
No,
but they're
no.
like,
Not
but
incentive
if you
different.
do,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. And so I wonder, yeah. So
mhm.
I wonder if the Black Ferns are going to be a pace setter in this, if other unions, specifically Ireland and France, are going to change their minds. I wonder. So we'll talk
And
more about that. Yeah. And with
with
that,
that, should we move on to pack four? So obviously
yes,
the
let's shall.
Anzacs went back down under, but before that, the USA and Canada headed slightly further north, but not the Great White North, just the Windy City. Was it
Yes,
windy,
indeed.
Julia?
It
It's your country.
it's my country.
And I know how
It
you
was
feel about Chicago.
I love Chicago. And Chicago was windy indeed. To be fair, so was Kansas City. But yeah, Chicago's windy, but otherwise a great rugby town. So I was happy. It looks like everything went off without a hitch. It was the only stop of this Pacific Four. Obviously, the Aussie New Zealand one was fine too, but it was the only American one where there were no weather events. Yay.
No
God bless.
Unfortunately,
tornadoes.
yay. Unfortunately, Canada beat our ass. That said, they
They
did come
really bent you over.
second. They did come in second in the World Cup, so like, yeah, yeah,
Mm.
that'll happen.
It's not the biggest
Um,
surprise.
Not the biggest surprise, exactly. That said, I was still happy with at least the first quarter, even possibly up to the first half, and then everything came completely loose. That's true.
Mm.
Um, I'm curious. And no pressure in case you didn't get to see it, Carrick. But if you did you
I
think that any?
didn't, I'll be
No
fair, I
worries,
didn't.
no worries. Nope,
But
no problem at all.
I was thinking, like, in general, well, this question I wanted to ask you anyway,
Yeah.
is it because you've already won against Australia, the Pacific Four is already kind of a good tournament for you, even if the games against Australia and New Zealand didn't pan out your way. I mean, realistically,
I
the
would,
only opponent you would love to beat would be Australia, and you did
of course.
convincingly. So it
So
seemed
for
like
me,
it seemed to me like there was already like a good tournament,
improvement.
even though,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. That is where I was going to end with it. For my opinion of everything is overall, I'm pretty happy with how this tournament went. I was really worried that we were going to end up bottom of the pile. And everybody is saying this about their own teams right now in women's, and it's true for everybody. We're coming right off a World Cup. If there is any year
Oh.
to, if there is any year to rebuild, it's now. Everybody
Hmm.
pretty much is, who isn't the Red Roses. So yeah, just like with
Yeah.
we're about to talk about France. Just like with France, we are seeing a team that has decided to do a lot of their turnover early, and new connections are being made and new partnerships are being tried. All of the regular excuses for ultimately some things worked, some didn't. Um, I mean, I have a whole podcast to get into it, so I won't go that much into it. I will say Canada seemed to pull it back together from what was a bit of a shambles against New Zealand,
Mm.
whereas America seemed to kind of come apart a little bit more than we did against Australia. Um, I'm happy with what I saw. I'm happy with the pathway. I'm happy with the development that I am seeing. We talked about it a bit, but in case you weren't aware, we have a brand new 19-year-old 9-10 pair. They both go to
Oh, I didn't
college
know
together.
that.
Yeah, they both go to
Okay.
college together. They both played sevens together.
Oh,
They
that's
They
both
have a
interesting.
great
really love Jesus.
they both really love Jesus. It's very strange. They're both
Okay.
very, very religious. But otherwise, they had a really great game against
Uh,
Australia.
I won't
And
say what
then
I was going to say.
what were you gonna say?
Only one of them follows Turning Point USA on Instagram.
Only one
oh,
of them follows, still, only one of them still follows Charlie Kirk, is all I'll say.
wow.
And weirdly, it's
Yeah,
not the one you think when you look at them.
it's not the one you think.
Okay, so I have to look
Um,
into it. Okay, great.
okay, so to give it to you, and I really think she probably doesn't watch this because it's full of people she doesn't like. But on the off chance she did, I'm not trying to be mean or clown anybody or anything, but she is a white girl with locks, who is a militant vegetarian and extremely religious. So there's a lot going on for a fly half.
Yeah. Oh, she's a fly half as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
she's the fly
okay.
half.
Oh,
And the scrum
I don't
half
know. I
is just a
assumed
little
she was a
Jesus
nine.
freak. Right? That's what I said
Yeah.
too.
All I'm going to say is it was like quarter to midnight. Me and Julia were like, we're obsessed with this pair. I need to find me, not Julia. I'm not putting any of this on Julia. I had to investigate and I shared this information with Julia.
And
Ah,
every piece of information you found got worse. There's a lot of manosphere in the the only reason we think it's okay is because like who you
She's
follow is
19.
public,
yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're
I don't
who
19.
think you
you
need to be
follow?
following Ben Shapiro.
Was she following? I can't remember if she was
Was
following
that
Ben
one of
Shapiro.
them? I don't remember. It was
Oh,
somebody from the general manosphere.
Yeah.
I don't even
all
know
right.
what we
I,
consider him.
oh, I think it
We
was Theo Von, not.
Oh, there we go. But anyway, we need to woke our young ones. Is
Yeah.
what we're trying to.
There's time.
There is
Oh,
time.
yes,
I believe that
time.
there's
This
time.
time.
Yeah.
They have a gay married captain who is completely tatted up.
And that goes for whichever captain
Yeah.
you're talking about.
And it goes to whichever captain I'm talking about.
Mm,
Yeah.
I will say this. I will say this. My reading on it, of the end of the Pacific Four, because this is a good way to wrap up that tournament. For America fans, sorry, I'm not talking about the other teams. Um, but the social media posts around Eric Gerald Cersei being named, and then also what came from Chicago, very much feels like Kate does not mind
Yeah, I
not
think
taking it
it's a
back. I think
it
she's
might be
happy.
a
oh,
step back, yeah.
Yeah. Which, I
oh,
mean, yeah, she's 36. Like, fair. I know
fair enough.
her wife is probably like, if we're having kids, it's gotta be soon.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, although you could always just pull a Joyce Butchers and just be like, you know what? Rock, paper,
That's
scissors. I
mad.
guess you're
That's
rock, paper,
it's big.
scissors, you're carrying.
Like,
It's
how is
lovely.
she playing rugby in that? That's
I
mad.
know.
Yeah, it's
I
really
know.
mad.
And
Congrats to
I've
her,
really
though. Well,
I've loved getting this response from all of our dude friends. It makes me really happy because I was worried that she wasn't going to get the Abby Ward royal treatment, but she has. So
Yes.
I'm happy.
I don't know. It's so impressive. Like I don't even think.
I
I mean,
I don't
I don't even assume this would be possible. To be fair, I assume she
my
would
thing
take like a year off or something.
exactly. I was gonna say my thing is like when I was playing competitively, like when I had a really bad cold, sometimes I'd just be like, maybe this is the end for me. Like maybe I'm just done. Like I feel so bad.
Mm.
And there have been so many women who are just like, I think I will go back to international rugby. Couldn't be
No,
me.
she
Couldn't be
really
me.
like
Do
no
you
notes. Just yeah.
just to finish that segment, do you think that the Joyce Butchers have got a copy of Why Is Mummy So Muddy?
That would be a question that both of us would be asking you. So what do you think?
I
Mm.
would have to ask her, but I feel like she
This
does.
is
She feel like she would
this
have sent
is
them one.
so the background for you, Karuk, is that this is a friend of Hattie's and also a rugby creator writ
I've
large.
heard of
Sally.
her, I think.
Yeah, yeah, she does a lot of content around being both a mom and playing rugby, and she wrote a children's book that did really well. I don't know if she's written
Yeah.
more Hattie, but she did the
No.
one that was called Why Is Mommy So Muddy? There
Yeah,
you
and she also does, if you live in the UK, she does, this is not paid for. I pay for this myself.
go. Yeah.
She does Muddy Mail, which you get sent once a month. It's like a fiver, and it's all like she designed it, and it's really cool. And you get like a card and a sticker and stuff.
And
Um,
you're supporting somebody who doesn't do AI slap.
she's really cool. Anyway, moving on to no mums in this squad that I know of. Australia versus New Zealand. The Anzacs. The most interesting part about this is that I was watching a
New
lot of
Zealand, like
content.
half of the New Zealand girls are moms. Go on.
Are they
Go on.
in the squad that were playing in at the weekend?
Probably. I don't know. A lot of them are. I shouldn't have said
Anyway,
that. Go on.
um, I won't go off on a tangent, I promise. Um, so I ended up getting like loads and loads of content about this game, and I was watching it all. And because obviously it was tagged Anzac, and because of the other stuff that I look at online, I ended
Because of,
up on like
yeah,
a on a wall
yeah,
about Anzac
yeah.
biscuits,
Mm-hmm.
where people are like,
Yeah,
"You
I
Uh,
knew
can't
you
do
would.
that. You can't put apple pie filling on an Anzac biscuit," and people are
No.
getting very angry about it. And that's
wow.
my review of that game. I think it went exactly how people thought it would. Sorry, Australia.
But when's the last
35
time
I
point
mean,
Australia beat New
difference.
Zealand anyway?
pardon?
When's the last time Australia beat New Zealand?
Australia
That's a
have
really
never
great.
beaten New Zealand.
Oh yeah, I was like, it would be once or never. So I think it's never.
It's never.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh,
You're gonna let Canada eat your meal? That's crazy.
USA, France.
maybe
You,
next year. Maybe next
yeah,
year.
right. Ireland a few
Yeah.
times now. All right, so that was our wrap up of that. And Hattie has posed to me off screen. It's not for you. Hattie has posed to me and Karuk and everybody. Who were the real winners and losers? Obviously, New Zealand won the competition. New Zealand did end up beating Canada. This podcast predicted the opposite. We thought Canada would end up beating New Zealand. Didn't. In terms of
Hmm.
who are the winners and losers, I know that it will be controversial, but I do feel like America won. We definitely were expected to be last. Um, I think also New Zealand won spiritually
Oh
because
yeah.
all they really wanted was to beat Canada, and they did.
Mm.
They and I mean I loved it. I am one of the people who does root for there should be more rivalries in women's rugby. I know it's not rugby values. Yes, it is. Yes, it
No,
is.
no, 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 no.
Well,
You're
no,
right.
Rivalries fill seats.
yeah, like they're going around the men's All Blacks in the men's Springboks, the men box. They've got the world's greatest rivalry or something going on this summer.
Exactly. And by the way,
Mhm.
off that rivalry, well, now we're getting this amazing, what we're going to get this fall, we're going to get the amazing New Zealand tours South Africa. That's going to be an insane tour.
Yeah, but the actual one that I want to watch, which is the women.
Women.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
yeah.
Oh,
Um,
sorry. I didn't know the men were even going.
yeah, it's cool. That's why it's happening. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. I personally feel I agree. I think USA for a win there. I think the real losers are Australia. I think their program.
Mm.
Unfortunately. It's and that's the thing. And Karuk, you even kind of like laughed a little bit, and I know where you were going with it. And I think all three of us are converging upon this point, which is like Rugby Australia is in trouble as an organization.
So
And
Yeah.
this is probably just
Mm.
more fallout.
so
I mean,
just
losing an incredible world-class coach. And then it turns out that like she didn't even really care about going home. It was just that she wanted to leave Australia. Like that sucks. Um,
Uh,
sorry, go on.
just to
yeah,
give you
it's tough.
guys like
Yeah, no, she ended up
some
taking another coaching job.
just to give you guys like some kind of thing. So uh New Zealand finished on 15 points, having scored 124 and conceded only 34. Canada, not far behind, conceded 88 scored 88 points, conceded 48. The USA scored 60 and conceded 110, but
Oof.
Australia only scored 17 points throughout the whole competition,
And conceded.
Oh,
97. Bearing in mind,
ouch.
one of those games was the game against Canada that was absolutely whitewashed, like
Oh,
Yeah.
rain beyond
Was
belief, where
yeah.
mm,
Canada basically just couldn't score points because they were playing on a swimming pool.
mm.
Right.
Um,
How did he not get called off, by the way?
So I don't know, and the only reasoning I can think of is because they haven't done it before. Because I was thinking about
Mm,
the WXV match that was in Australia a few years ago, and I only remember
mm,
it
New
because at
Zealand.
halftime, oh, it was New Zealand. I only remember. Oh no, so it had to have been the World
It
Cup in
was
New
the
Zealand.
World
You're
Cup,
right.
yeah. And it
Sorry
was
about that.
Australia
It was the World
versus England.
England, yeah, and I only remember that because at halftime they were in the tunnel and they were watching all the girls wring out their socks. So I am guessing that, and I do not have proof of this. It is just me going off of like what I think would be the case. Is I think USA Rugby as an organization was probably like we don't want the other unions to be like USA's pussies.
See, it has happened in the Six Nations before
mm,
where games have been called off mid-match because of like bad weather.
Right,
Um, but with that, those were almost all played on like natural grass pitches,
right.
whereas both of the games we've been talking about were artificial
Have
pitches.
been on artificial, yeah.
mm,
So what they usually do at half time is like get a broom out
Right.
and
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say is they like scoop it all
mm.
out,
yeah.
push it all out.
Um, so I do think that potentially has something to do with it. But I think as long as there isn't hail, I don't think they would stop it.
Hattie was really, really, really hoping that I was going to get hit by hail in Kansas City.
What size were they saying they were? Because it was such a
Potato
potato.
sized.
Right.
It
So
was potato
there was
sized.
so our mutual friend June put in the chat and was like, oh, that because she's from there, and she was like, oh, there's potato-sized hail, unaware that Julia was there. And we were like, that's where Julia is. She's going to go watch the rugby. She's going to get hit with potato-sized balls of ice from the sky. But potato-sized
Mm.
is that a new potato? Is that a jacket potato?
And so that was where the conversation went because women can't talk about sports. They can only talk about food sizes.
Mm.
Mm.
Maybe
I think,
russet sized potatoes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm thinking they're thinking
yeah.
like in the middle. I don't know if they're talking about like the big ones that you make the fries out of. Who knows? Uh,
Mm.
so do they get hail in the UK? I
yes.
feel sometimes I
Oh, yeah,
feel
yeah.
I
We do get
feel
hell
like
here. So
okay, there we go.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. It didn't occur to me
Not
until
potato-sized.
Oh,
right. It didn't
no,
occur.
that's
It has to be.
entirely you problem. That's
I
Yeah.
was
onto
gonna
that.
say it has to be proportional to the land size.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
I only asked that because it didn't occur to me until the series of tornadoes that kept chasing the Pac 4. It didn't occur to me until somebody pointed out that they just don't have tornadoes
We have had a tornado
here.
before. It was in Birmingham.
One time.
Yeah, I
Basically,
can't
yeah, it
remember the
took
last time we had
someone's roof
tornado.
Exactly.
off.
And
So
and so and so our other French friend who lives outside of Paris was like, I don't think there's ever been a tornado in this country. And we were like, yeah, probably
yeah,
not.
probably was
Probably
I
not.
born? Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's fair for me to wonder if you it's not fair for me to wonder if you have him. Hattie, this brings us to our amazing conclusion of the Pacific Four. Do you have any other thoughts?
I feel like our review is a bit like how the entire competition went, and also I think we've done better marketing than the official accounts, which don't exist.
I was going to say we talked about it more than they did, which is any. So
I do
that
want to say,
said,
because I
oh,
did
please.
watch a small part of Blackfin versus Canada, and I can't remember. I don't know if it was that game or the game before, but the tight head prop, I just looked at the name, Vaisinia Makahuturi Fakelelu, who's
Yes.
the who
Hmm.
played 70 odd minutes at prop, and yeah, I just think she's really good.
It was so good.
So
It was so good.
yeah,
Uh,
congrats to her.
it was probably my favorite live rugby game I have attended was Canada New Zealand. It
Mm.
was a great win for Australia USA, but man, that was a great match. So
With that.
at this time, yes, at this time, go on.
Oh, should we talk about if you enjoyed hearing very briefly about Julia's trip to Kansas City, you can also listen to her on the Global Gainline channel on Wall Street Journal with other Americans. There are at least three Americans that watch rugby and talk about it on the internet. You can watch them do it there. If you really like David from that pod, you can also check out Scrum of the Earth on Global Gainline as well. Um, what else is on Global? Oh, if you like French rugby, there's the Top 14 Digest
There's
on
a bit of an
Global
animal
Gainline.
if you like South Africa pods. There is the SRC, which I believe is the Scottish pod.
No,
Um,
SRC is
oh,
Super
Super
Rugby
Rugby.
Cymru on
Oh,
the Rap channel. And if
oh,
you like listening to me talk about Welsh rugby, you can watch Rap and all the individual Welsh regional pods, including a Welsh language pod on the Rap channel. We have completely missed off the Irish pod if you want to
I
check that
was
out on
just
Global
about to
Gainline
say.
as well.
Uh,
Um, as you can tell, we're really good at this, and the reason why we're so good at this is that this is in fact our 20th episode on the Global Gainline channel.
Yay!
Should I clap?
For some
Yeah,
reason,
I'm clapping.
they let us make at least 20.
We've got
Um,
36 in total, or 31 in total, I did check.
There you go. And not only that, but Global Gainline is always looking to expand. If you have an idea for your own pod, especially if it's for one of the countries or competitions that you didn't hear us talk about yet. I, for example, have, without asking him, volunteered Karuk for a full-length French pod if he wanted to, but I did seed the idea. And if you
Mm.
are somebody who enjoys talking about it as much, please reach out to us on all of the regular socials. You can also message the Global Gainline account directly on YouTube, I believe, which will go to our producers. What other good ways are there, Hattie? And I was half
The
joking about that. I'm not signing up for anything,
Yeah,
Derek.
or at Rap WRRAP on Twitter.
Various socials,
Yeah,
yeah.
TikTok, whatever. Go annoy producer Lee. He loves it. You might get a sassy reply back. I don't know. It depends what mood he's in.
Only if you are disrespectful.
No, sometimes he's just sassy.
Oh, that's true,
Yeah,
but that's delightful.
yeah. Anyway, should we move on to the Six Nations?
Let's.
Yeah. So we're going to very briefly cover the games that happened last weekend because what you come to your rugby recap podcast for is where we barely talk about the actual games that happened, and then talk about a load of other shit at the end. So that's what we're going to do.
My
So the re
favorite.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's talking around rugby. There's
yeah.
so many podcasts already if you would like to hear what happened. Do we know what happened? Not even half the time. Um, we only say that because it's very funny to say because everybody thinks that women don't watch rugby. We watch a lot of rugby. We just have a lot to say about it.
So England versus Wales, 62-24. I was there at Bristol.
Ashton Gate.
I had a mega pint.
Yeah.
Which I learned about.
Did you not know what a
And
mega pint was?
no, we don't have pints, period.
British cultural
Oh,
staple at special events, honestly.
So
almost
now,
almost as big as your water bottle, I think.
exactly. So what I learned. So I just thought. Like, because you and Hugh and Harley and all of our friends have sent me a million pictures of you at games, and obviously I've always seen the beer that you're having. I just like, that looks American regular. I didn't
So
know it was super.
so normally not every stadium and not every game has mega pints. So at the World Cup, I think only Exeter had mega pints.
Hmm.
It wasn't safe to give those fans a mega pint.
No, Northampton doesn't have mega pints. Um, we only have regular size pints. Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, they
More,
had a
th
mega pint,
more
and
thrilling measurements, chat.
yeah, and I was like, do you know what? I've had a can that's had the top cut off because that was all I
Mhm.
could get before the game. What I want at half time is a mega pint of cider in Bristol. What else would I have
I
a mega
mean,
pint of in Bristol?
I
I
mean,
was gonna say,
that sounds like a
doesn't it?
very good choice.
Yeah.
I know. I was gonna say, doesn't it sound delightful? And
Yeah.
Oh,
you're also somebody who has access to some of the most fun rugby weekends on the planet. And I just,
mm,
How good would the top 14 be? No, how good would the Pro Day Dub be with mega pints?
that was what I was gonna say is either that
I
or
mean,
like how, like, I do believe that if they sold mega pints at the Bordeaux match that's going to be Le Crunch, I think France could do it. I think if you let Pauline Bourdon-Sansu have a mega pint and a cigarette at halftime, they will
Yeah,
win.
I mean, who's to say she hasn't
that's also
Exactly.
true.
full on?
I
And also, I mean, megaphones are a fantastic idea. I'm not denying that at all. But the thing is, when I think about
but
buying pints in France, we usually buy like maybe three, four, five at a
yeah,
time, so that we don't have to
yeah,
go back and forth, which is
that's the
another
smart way.
Oh,
system.
so we have little
Yeah,
carriers
I've
if
seen
you're
the
buying multiple
carriers, but are
pints.
there carriers for mega pints? Is my
Yeah,
question.
but the thing is, as I was there on my own, I didn't want to carry 2 pints, so I just had mega pint,
Mm,
Mega pint.
and then I only have to
mm.
worry
No, no,
about
no,
one
that's
cup.
a fair choice.
And really, if you say I'm only having one drink, you didn't specify the size, so it's fine to say I'm only having one drink and have a mega
Yeah,
pint.
yeah, it's
I was
absolutely.
just
Mhm.
That was exactly where I was going to go with that because a completely rugby unrelated podcast I listen to. One of the hosts is also a fan of drinking, as I am, and he was talking about how he and his wife were having a deal that he's going down to 2 drinks a night, but they can be any size drinks. And I was like, see, so now I'm doing that, and now I'm cutting back too. It doesn't matter what size it is; it's not your
Mm.
business. But it's only
Or
two.
if you want to go really big, just buy a jug, just buy a two
Exactly.
liter
This is
jug,
my emotional
and
support.
pretend you're
This is my
buying it
emotional
for
support.
four of your mates and just
Exactly.
drink it on your own.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you
I've
put
seen loads of people do that.
I'm getting a cartoon jug with the at 3 X's and it's just very large and I'm
just
Mm.
put a
carrying that
straw
around.
in it, as long as you
Yeah,
don't decant it into a smaller thing, that's one drink. Drink
exactly.
responsibly, folks. But anyway, I personally believe that my mega pint bought at half time at Ashton Gate is the reason that Wales went on to score 2 more tries in the second half, personally.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely,
so
Mhm.
absolutely.
tell us tell us the good news about what Wales accomplished.
So we have joined, Karuk, we've joined you. Wales and France, we're besties now. We've achieved the same thing, right?
The only
Exactly.
teams that have done it.
The only teams in the Six Nations that have got a try bonus point against England. France have done it 3 times, Wales has done it once. How bloody exciting is that? And before anyone goes, well,
How
it does
good,
it,
how good.
four tries, but we did it in block. No, you didn't, because try bonus points only came in 2000 and either 17 or 18.
You undermined yourself, but we're gonna let it go.
No, I mean, it was a, I mean, I know England still scored 60, but good game,
But still,
good
yeah.
game.
I mean,
We won the
for
last 10 minutes, which by grassroots
which is
touch
huge,
rules
I was gonna
means
say.
Mm,
we won the whole game. Yeah.
yeah, technically, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A moral victory, if you will.
Yeah.
No, I think this could,
But
in seriously, I think this could kickstart their tournament because this is
that's
really, really huge. I didn't see that personally happening at all.
that's
I
I
exactly where
always
we were.
believed.
No, we
I
because
didn't.
didn't.
I
No,
mean,
we didn't. We said it was going to
see,
be a wipeout.
because I it wasn't impressed by Wales
Yeah,
offensively when we played
yes,
them the week before. So
yes.
from scoring 7 against us to scoring 24, 20, 24, 26,
24, yeah, I've missed two
24.
conversions.
Do
I mean,
do
that's
you
a massive
have
improvement. So congrats to
exactly,
them.
Hattie, do you have any suspicions or like not a suspicion, any thoughts towards what because I completely agree with what Karuk just said. Against France, it looked completely different. Do you think that it was rostering or was there a game plan change?
I don't think there was a game plan change. I think it
I
was
agree.
very similar. I personally think one, Jenna Devera came in at 12. I think that made a huge
Oh yeah.
difference.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
glad that we proved everybody who told me that it
I've
wouldn't be that big a deal.
Because I think
Yes, it is.
I've never heard of her, and I thought she had a
I
great game.
the more I
I
thought
love
about
Jenna
it,
Vera.
something we've talked about a lot is that Kira Bevan and Lakey George don't work well together as a 9-10
As nine
pairing.
ten. Yeah.
And a lot of that is due to the fact that, at Gloucester Hartpury, Mo Hunt takes on a lot of the game management, which Lakey George, it was all being put on her. They were giving her a crash ball 12, and it just wasn't really working. Having Jenna Devera in at 12 took a bit of the game management pressure off Lakey.
Yes.
And it's what they tried to do with Kaylee Powell, but it didn't.
It didn't work.
Didn't work.
Absolutely agreed.
Jenna Devera is used to playing that role of being that kind of backup. Like it's very
So
natural
five
to
eighths
her.
basically.
Yes, and remarkably, well, not remarkably, but notably, she does it with Kira Bevan at Bears. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it it all worked and it gelled really well. Um, there are lots of
I
like
would
different
also
bits
like
and
to say,
pieces that like I think, do we try Courtney Keat at 15? We bring Karis Cox in at 13. I actually weirdly thought that the two Serens on the wing was really good.
yes,
Mm,
which
Um,
so
yeah,
which
I agree.
uh before we lose that thread, because it's not a pleasure to talk about, but especially with a third party who is not dazzled by stardom like we are, I would like to hear your thoughts. We have and this isn't, I don't like framing it as like this is terrible or sad because like it's not sad to age and like be a person, but probably Jazz Joyce is not the first Jazz Joyce is not a starter anymore. Are we there? Because I am pretty comfortable concluding that now. For 15s, I
she
don't
did
think
have a
Yeah,
very good tackle about against Ellie Kildum,
yeah. That's the
and
thing. I
but
mean, she
like
that
didn't
was
that's
have
it.
the thing,
a worse
but that's
game.
the thing is like you'd hope that's
That
her
was it.
that's her
Yeah, that's
signature.
true.
The
That's
ankle
true.
tap is her signature.
I mean, you perfectly in you're right to expect better from her, but
Yeah,
I think she had
but
an
also
okay game on Saturday,
yeah,
so I wasn't
yeah.
really disappointed in that.
No,
But
no, I
oh,
I
yeah,
only say that in the face of the two young wings
oh yeah,
because
absolutely. I
obviously,
mean, if you want to
yeah,
blood in young players, now's the time.
exactly.
So yeah, England, I think were England.
Yep.
Oh,
Wonderful.
I mean,
For
if we're
for
just
the
gonna
rest of
touch on it quickly,
please.
Meg Jones is fucking absurd.
No,
It
Absolute
really is.
I have said
bullshit.
in
Oh
group
my
chats, and
days.
I'm going to get angry comments, I know. However, I personally believe that Bryony King should have been allowed to punch Meg Jones in the face after she celebrated her first and second try and got away with it.
Yeah, she was rage
She
baiting
should have
again.
just got just one little bop.
Oh my,
But
no,
no,
I mean, no seriousness.
I know the
It's
thing is it
absurd.
like is it
She's
like unfortunately she's so goddamn good.
like, I can only think back
She's
about
so goddamn
she's
good.
just she's a, the insane right to left pass
Hmm.
for her try that she
The way
finishes
I was just gonna say the
is
way that
just
she can chuck it literally like three-quarters of the way across the field is
yeah.
insane and it
Was
makes me
it like
mad.
20, 25
What?
meters?
Yeah,
My
why are
God,
you allowed to do that? That
my
shouldn't
God.
be legal.
And in case people are like, Hattie is being, this, that, and the other, yes, I am. I am salty and I am jealous. And I think it's very
Um,
rude.
No, it's fair for you. It's fair,
in case,
but uh,
well, wait. But do you know
yeah,
the
she's
anger
well.
behind
I
Hattie's?
mean, she could and arguably should play for Wales and not for
Yeah,
England.
great. We agree. We love that our third party, not at all Wales fan,
No,
said it.
no, no, no. I mean,
No,
it's
no, no.
understandable.
I'm
She made the, dare I say,
yes,
correct choice.
yep.
But
Yep. And
I
so
mean,
and that's really the crux of the argument is that like at the end of the day,
I
even
understand
even
why she did it.
I was gonna say, even though everybody makes a good point, the end of it is always like, yeah, but look how good she
But
got.
as a
Like,
Welsh
okay, true,
person, I'm allowed
true.
to be mad about it.
You're allowed to be
mm,
mad about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And see, and also,
Snowy made the right
so
decision.
I agree. Snowy made the right decision. Jenny Hesketh made the right decision. Jay Willie made the right decision. Kay Willie,
um,
sorry.
Okay, really.
Um,
I'm trying to think, is there another player in the English squad who is eligible to play for Wales but chose to play for England?
Yes, Lucy
Lucy
Packer.
Packer.
Yeah, Lucy Packer.
She went to the
Oh,
same school as Hannah Jones and Jack
mm,
Morgan.
Yeah, which
ah,
is fine, honestly, because she's not very good.
Yeah, I
So,
don't. The
oh
weird thing about
no,
Lucy Packer, the weird thing is with Lucy
that's rude.
Packer,
That's
is
rude.
that
I know
I
it's
don't.
rude, and I'm not a red rose. So what am I? Who am I?
The thing about Lucy Packer is like she's a fine scrum half, like great weather.
That's fine.
However, Wales has such depth at scrum half. I think she would struggle making the squad.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And
I don't
so
know.
what
I'll
is interesting
make.
is that
Mm,
conversation is had. So I bring this up because we're talking about the red roses, and I am dead serious. This is nothing that Hattie or I have ever brought up in our circles, but that other rugby talkers have said to us, unprompted, is that it is probably true that there are several red roses who would struggle to make a team, a lower ranked team, because how good they are is because of the people around them. That's not Meg Jones, but I do think it's Lucy Packer. We Hattie has
mm,
this opinion about somebody that I don't necessarily agree with, but I can see, and it's Jess Breach.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, to me to reach, but I mean that's your opinion. I can't say anything
yeah, no,
about
no,
that.
no. And I only pose that because it came from neither of us. Otherwise, it really would sound like sour grapes.
Hmm.
But it's interesting,
I'm curious though,
especially
who's the player you were thinking about, Hattie?
Oh, it's
Jess
Jess Breach.
Breach.
Here's the thing. I think Jess Breach is a fine winger, and I will say she has
I
improved
mean,
over the last like year or so with her finishing.
She's very, very
However,
rapid, but what else is she?
but
That's
I mean,
she
she's.
doesn't have anything else. She's just very fast.
I
But
mean,
like
this.
her, if you compare her to other equitable wingers, she doesn't finish as well. She doesn't pass as well. Her footwork isn't as good. She's just fast, which is fine when you're on the Red Roses squad and all you need to do is run straight and run very, very quickly. But in compare,
Yeah.
I think she would struggle in a team like Wales, where actually her defense needs to be relied upon and her
Oh yeah, I
playmaking
agree about the
needs to be
defense there.
relied
I
upon.
agree about the defense.
The
yeah.
same with like I don't think she would
But
necessarily make the Scotland squad. Like,
yeah,
but
Scotland was
this
what you had
is
talked about, and but really, it's less of a diss and more of a thought experiment, just because we are trying in making this lighthearted conversation. We are trying to, I guess, highlight. I mean, not like everybody doesn't already know, but in some regards, vast chasm between the Red Roses and everybody else.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
but I think it's
But yeah, I
when
mean,
people like Jess
it's.
Breach and
Mm,
Lucy Packer, like they're to take a term from other sports, like they have a role and they play it really, really well for the Red
yeah.
Yes.
Roses. But
Yeah.
in other teams, it wouldn't necessarily work because they would be required to do a lot more. So
To do more.
Or if you want to take the problem, if you want to take a more holistic approach to this problem, I both think there are five very good players
Yeah.
to start.
Absolutely.
I really do think so.
Again, none
But
of us are red roses. We
no, no, no,
know.
but what's interesting about the Red Roses is that they're so one well drilled and two familiar with the system because they play each other for I mean for years now.
Exactly.
And because of the level of the competition they play against each other is so high, I don't think they're exploiting as vast a skill set as they could slash should if they play for other teams. And in the case of Jess Breach, would she be exposed playing for a team with with more difficulty getting the ball to the wing? I don't know. Maybe.
Right.
I think
Right.
she'd be exposed on the team with less of the ball because she'd have
Less
to defend
width.
more.
Yeah.
So that
Yep.
I'll agree with you. But I don't know. I mean, that's a fun thought experiment because I think playing in the Red Roses kind of hides all your all the downsides of you as a player
Exactly.
because the collective is so strong, and
Yeah.
also because you have maybe one, one, two, three, four, five genuinely not only world class but world beaters
Exactly.
in your squad.
That that was exactly where I was going to go with it was the other half of it in terms of how these players kind of end up with like I hesitate to say this, but what you were saying, it's a narrower skill set, but within those skills are like leagues above most of the people around them.
Hmm.
And and it is because you have like four or five world-class players right behind you ready to
Yeah.
take it if you don't maintain that speed. If you don't
So,
maintain your physical,
mhm.
if you're like Marley Packer, who has been in and out
Oh, yeah. And
because
she had a great game
because
on Saturday too.
she did.
Wow,
She
I was
did.
impressed.
But if you're hot and cold and you're a back row player, you will often see yourself on the bench or not in the squad if you are a card concern, if you aren't keeping up the few things that they need you to do. And this past weekend, Marley did exactly what she usually does, and she executes that so well, and that is why she is so good at that.
Mm.
Um, I think that's
Yeah,
another
that was a
player that
good
really
reminder of
benefits from
why
yeah,
that was a good
And
Marty Packer made us remind made was a good reminder that she used to be the captain for one
yep,
and has over 100 cap. Uh, I really, in terms of grit, determination, intensity, I thought she was everywhere, and she didn't put
absolutely.
one
And
foot wrong. So class.
yeah, I was gonna say like very, very you said holistic, it's another great word for it, but she has a holistic grasp on the game.
Oh,
She's
sure.
just
Yeah.
she's spent enough time. She knows not only
Mm,
the Red Roses game plan, but she also knows most of the other game plans.
yeah.
I will give her
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
speaking of being hot and cold,
Let's
Italy
go.
versus Scotland.
Oh.
Did you happen to see this one,
What
Karuk?
happened?
It was
Uh,
yeah. That
yeah, I mean, I saw the first half and then I thought,
yeah. That
should
that's all you needed.
I
No. No, because it got
continue?
really depressing in the second half.
So
You were right.
I
Like, what happens? What happened to Scotland?
We have a whole item on our outline today, which is just Scotland colon what happened.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um
so
so
I'd like to hear your thoughts because
Yeah,
so story time
I
on
don't know.
this. I was on the train on the way back from Ashton Gate and there was a little odd Scottish lady behind me. Turns out big hockey player back in her day, field hockey for the Americans, right? And I was looking at the score and I was like, oh, bloody hell, like, because it came up, it was like 30 something nil, whatever, and or
in the first half
37, something like that, at like half time.
at halftime.
And the little Scottish lady behind me saw it on my phone and went, good God, but like in a really strong
Yeah.
Scottish accent.
Oh,
You
And I
actually
was like,
did not tell me that story at the time. You
I
were
know.
probably too many megapints deep,
It
but I
was it
really
was megapints and really bad service.
and really bad
Yeah,
service.
it was the train that I was on where there were teenage boys stood in the toilet because the train was so packed.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did mention. So this woman was already having a rough day. She's elderly and she's on a packed train, and she looks
Mhm.
over and
And
says what we were all thinking.
yeah, to not score against when
It,
when you're up by two
Italy.
is
I
something.
mean, I mean,
I mean, I know that Wales did it, but we're
15 on
Wales.
13. Yeah. So before we go to doomer with it, we will remind listeners that Scotland is having what it and everybody else, but including Scotland themselves, consider a severe injury crisis. Um, I
It,
think
yeah, but
it,
that was
it's
an
some of
excuse,
it.
that
there's
I
the
right?
think it's some
walking
of it, but
wounded.
it's not an excuse, is my thing,
No,
was where I was
Yeah,
like, I don't love concluding there, but I'm concluding there. Like
I
that's
mean,
not an excuse.
I mean something that has kind of been a thing for the last few years is, we've talked about were they performing up to where they should have been, and their former coach, like, was he, he did great for
Was
getting
he
them
the right
through.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, he got them great for, getting through that initial hurdle of professionalization, but was he the right person when they were developing? And I think the answer was clearly
Wasn't.
no. He
It
didn't
was
bring through enough young players. They've now got this huge cavern underneath that top player of the squad, and that top player of the squad is, they're hanging on with bits of tape. if they're making it onto the
I
pitch.
think if nothing else, this really exposed and friend of the pod and us and past and probably future guest Leslie brought this up. A consummate Scotland fan, watches all of it. Knows and knows a lot of the players from the Celtic Challenge, which is who we are ending up seeing for better or for worse. Is that, and it's not to drive it home, like to kick someone when they're down or whatever, but there was a hope and an expectation before this started, because when we started the tournament, they already had a bad injury problem. And we thought, well, yeah, they didn't do amazing in the Celtic Challenge, but they showed up. They have people developing. And what we're learning now is they don't. And
And I think the thing is as well is like we talked about it. I said I don't think Scotland are going to do well. The
yeah,
team went out and they were like, "Oh, we think we're dark horses," and it was like, eh? Like a lot of people were
we,
predicting for them to do a lot better based on their World Cup performance and not the actual situation they are in,
yes.
which is that they have got so many injuries, they've had so many retirements. It's
And
ridiculous.
critically with Scotland women, it is important to remember, and I love it. It's one of the reasons why I love the team, but it is also true that Scotland often their strongest performance is their team. They love playing together. They're a very happy team, even when they're going through absolute hell. They are happy together. I think when they came out and said stuff like, "I think we're a dark horse," that's very Scotland to say, in my opinion. Like, absolutely, I think they would have said that no matter what. And
Yeah, I think it's a bit like, like the Scotland men, they're like, oh, this year's our year, and it never is
yeah,
their year.
yeah,
Um, I will
Yeah.
say the Molly Pullman try at the end of the game was
Yeah.
it
amazing.
was sick.
Ah,
It
yeah.
was sick.
That was great.
I was gonna say,
However,
Karuk, you had to have liked it.
yeah,
I mean, I have to.
I saw it on, yeah.
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 I love it when a big girl scores.
Yeah,
Sorry, go on.
I will say it's really frustrating now that every time a female prop does anything, they're like, that's very Reece Carre-esque. And I'm like, female props have been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Forever. First of all, and it's very funny that England says it when they themselves had Rocky Clark.
Like,
How is
you've
this
got
not Rocky Clark-esque?
like Sarah Byrne-esque,
It's Sam
like,
Byrne,
Oh,
Mon, they have
Sarah Byrne-esque
Hannah
would
Botman,
be,
they
yeah,
have all the props.
Botterman-esque. Oh my God, you're so right. Yeah.
and you're calling it Reece Carre-esque. Reece Carre has
Yeah.
done it once. I say
And
this as a
it's
Wales
just
fan.
because
Yeah.
it was
Oh, to be fair, it was a
recency, but
great try, though.
It
I
was
was
a
I
gonna
great
can't,
say
try.
I can't knock
but
it.
I'm
Even
gonna
thinking
I'm
about it just
gonna
makes me happy.
I
Oh
know,
God.
I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and say that it's recency bias, because
Yeah,
it is
probably
what you think
is.
of. It is what you think
Probably
of.
is.
But like, come
Oh,
on,
it's
like
also low effort. Yeah.
it's low effort, and I just think, like, especially from some of the people that are saying it, I'm like, you're a pretty big name in the women's game. You know that female props are different and they have a different role in the women's game than they do in the men's game. So why are you saying like it's just really lazy to me?
It's yeah, or the much more likely story, which is which I get. I'm torn in the middle of this item. Um, I understand that that comms folks are also targeting new fans, and new fans are often men. So I do get it. It's annoying to me, but I get it.
Every time it happens, I think we should stop growing the game. The game's great enough.
Sometimes the game should not grow. This is
Game's
along the
gone.
same lines. This is along the same lines. Again, need to remind the listeners of Hattie and my of our identities when we say this, but sometimes when somebody does something really embarrassing, I think that queer people should have fewer rights.
We
Jokingly.
literally said this the other day, by the way.
And it was because one of us said something so dumb that I wish we hadn't. But
Yeah, I
sometimes I
mean,
do think that we
all
should
of,
not grow the game.
yeah,
No, no.
Yeah.
yeah. All in all, great try, great try.
Yeah. Overall, a great try.
Shots for her.
I just think like Italy just, and the thing is like Italy could have been so much further ahead
Yep.
if they didn't Italy it. Um,
And which is by the way also worth to point out, because the Scotland performance was bad, but also Italy wasn't amazing.
Italy only
It
got
was
Oh,
that bad.
like
oh,
Italy
that's
botched a couple of tries, and not only that, they
They
also
left like two or three tries out there,
yeah, and they also missed 4 conversions out of 7.
yeah,
which is a
yeah. That's
completely
true.
which is a
I
completely
forgot
other
that.
conversation to have, which is Where's Celery? Why isn't she kicking
She was on the
Solari?
pitch and she was
I
kicking
know.
and she missed them.
It was Solari? I thought it was
She missed
Medea who
she
kicked it.
missed some.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was kicking. I thought it was Medea.
Yeah, no, she definitely
Or
kicked.
Madia.
Yeah. So I think
Yep.
the weird thing,
Then
Italy are
I
like
have
the
no answer to
one
that then.
team I would say where their goal kicking has not improved.
Gotten worse.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the tiny lady balls will help them.
Maybe the tiny lady balls will
Oh,
help. Just the
okay.
little dainty lady balls. Um,
That was a segment on our last episode. I promise
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
being lewd.
I know.
yeah, if you want to catch up about dainty lady balls and hear me and Julia talk about why we don't want dainty lady balls, as in actual dainty lady rugby balls in rugby.
It was very funny that Hugh found some Barbie branded rugby balls for our thumbnail.
Yeah,
That was very
they're
funny.
red roses, Gilbert balls.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's less
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
But it is
Um,
funny.
there's it's been clipped up. You can watch it if you want to. It's somewhere.
It's probably on the Global Gangline Network,
It is
your
on the
place
Gable.
to find this podcast.
Good
Um,
call.
Most importantly of the weekend,
mm.
which everybody predicted would be the best game, and it did end up being the best game.
Can I, before we get into this,
Please.
obviously we're talking about France versus Ireland. I would like to say, me and Julia have had a long-running bit about Clara Monarini. And on Saturday evening, I got a message from Karuk saying, I never want her to ref the French again.
I love that you said that, and I mentioned our friend. This is also a friend who is often asking us questions about French rugby, but will not watch this podcast. So I'm calling you out, Manon. But Manon also
No,
said,
sometimes she does, and then she gets 10 minutes in, and then she says, "You're too boring and you talk too much," and then she turns it off.
and then she turns it off, so she won't know that I called out that she also said Claire Moonery rigged ref.
Yeah.
Uh,
But she also says
She
that
said
about
she
every
said
ref.
about every ref.
oh,
In fairness, she says, and we all agree, it's just her right as a French woman to complain about the refs, and that's true.
I mean, Manon, I've never heard about you. I don't know you. I don't know where you live, but I mean, we agree. We agree.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. And
In
I
fact, when I
don't even
told her
think
you were
I'm
coming on, she
biased.
said she would actually listen, and I said, great.
Non, non, t'as totalement raison. I
So
don't get.
Clark,
Like, I don't get it.
okay,
I really don't. I don't.
so we have one friend in our larger group who likes Moonerini, and
One
they
person
say
only,
one
by the
person
way.
only, and what they say is the reason that they like her is because she doesn't call. She just plays on.
Yeah,
But
And
the
she
thing
sure
is,
does.
here's the thing. So the first time I remember watching Monarini and being like, what the fuck is this, right? And I've told this story so many times at this point,
You have, please.
was Wales versus USA 2022 Rugby World Cup warm-up game,
Oh
where
my God, I'm sick of this. I didn't know you were gonna go here. I don't
I
care.
remember this one.
it is just
I
the
don't care.
it is the only game that Wales have won under Clara, and it's where a USA player literally put her entire body through Robin Wilkins's head and knocked her out, and she basically didn't play for the entire competition.
Yeah, well,
And
now she plays for
Clara
Loughborough. And now she plays for Loughborough. How about that?
Clara was like, hmm, I'm
Yellow.
not sure, yellow, and then the USA
That was
player
it.
got like a 7 week ban or something ridiculous. And it was deserved. But Clara carried on with not giving anything for blatant foul play because pod favourite Cleona Maloney McDonald did elbow a French player
Yeah,
in the head twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like.
That was the
I
one
don't
that
think I'm in the right
my friends
position to
texted me
complain,
about. No,
but
this is the one that Manon texted us about and was like, "Is that legal?" We were like, "No."
I mean, I get it because, like,
I don't.
yeah,
I
last
think it
time
was a
we played.
complete missed call.
No, because last
I'm
time we played
surprised.
Ireland, there was a call that I didn't get.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
you know
feel
what I'm
like,
saying?
and
No,
no,
I
sorry to the
agree.
Irish people who are not going to agree with me, but that bite was like the TMO should have picked that up. I'm not blaming the ref in that case. The TMO should
Oh
have
no,
picked it
oh
up
no, no.
because like it was in a
TMO
ruck
absolutely
and
should have picked
whatever,
that up.
whatever, right?
Hmm.
However, this was directly in front of Clara and it was twice to the
This is
head.
this is what made Hattie so
It,
mad. Is she was like, "Clara's right there."
she's right there. Like, and she's just going at, and she didn't just do it once. It
And
was like
also
once and
in
then again.
in the French player's defense also, because like obviously like the French player's in no wrong here, but I would also like to say, and I say this as one of her absolute biggest fans, I do think she's one of the best hookers in the game. Klee of all players is like gonna be elbowing in the head. You need to be looking for that, babe.
It's like,
You need to be looking for that. She always is elbowing someone. Come on.
didn't she kick her own wife in the head the other week?
Yeah, that was an accident, but
Ah,
a
did
really funny
she?
one. She accidentally kicked
Ah.
Claudia in the head. It was at the bottom of a ruck, but if you look at those two together, like if you ever
Mm.
will look at them standing together, like I would not like to be kicked in the head by Cleta Maloney.
I mean,
Claudia, I think I'd live.
she was
One is a
like,
hooker, one is a
she was
winger, is all I'll
so,
say.
she was so aggro on
Yeah.
Saturday.
She is.
Sh
And
I
and it
could not
all
believe the things I was. I mean, in general, I could not believe the things I
yes.
was seeing at the Rucks. Like,
Yeah. Very
honestly, I mean, I know we had a lot of we probably should have gotten one or two more yellow cards because we did have 11 pens against us in the first half, which is way too
not
much.
ideal. Not
But
ideal.
I mean, some of these fouls, man. If you're, if like the thing is, I know like this is not about Irish women in general. I think the men do it as well, like just as
Yep.
blatantly.
I'm really glad you
The
went there.
way
That was
they
exactly where I was
cheat,
hoping you would go.
the way they cheat on rucks, it's not new. Like, come on, we all know.
It's distinctly Irish rugby too.
Yeah,
Like that's a very like I would consider it almost a hallmark, but like you would hope that your
It's a bit
hallmark isn't
like,
being shitty, but it
that and
is.
holding players up so that you can get a
Yeah,
scrum are the two hallmarks of Irish
yeah.
rugby at this point.
Uh, and to be fair, he had more shit that constantly didn't get called, but there was a ton of holding as well. But it goes with the territory,
Yes.
exactly.
But uh
but the thing is, like with the
yeah,
Irish, like,
um
and this goes for like the men and the women. This goes for Celtic Challenge level, URC level, international level. They play the ref. Like they're known for
Hmm.
it. Sometimes it backfires really badly on them. Please see James Ryan and Gary Ringrose. Um, but they play the ref really, really well. They obviously study who they're going to have. And in the case of, they know they're going to have Clara Ballerini, she's going to not,
you're
call
not
things,
Not
calling.
call it.
which
Yeah.
everyone knows she's not going to. Well, then you know that you can go out and be on your worst behavior at ruck time because she's basically never going to call it unless it is so unbelievably blatant.
It's just
And
so
even
it
then,
just
And even then, she might not.
exactly.
oh,
And so that strategy perplexes me. And I will go on a very small, and it's not even a tangent because it is relevant. Um, we know through like media clips and stuff World Rugby has posted. Alhambra Nieves was talking about it as well. She's the head of the performance for women's rugby coaches. She's the one who decides assignments for competitions.
First
Is
woman to
have that
referee
job.
a men's
Oh,
international rugby game. It wasn't Joy
yeah.
Neville, just to let you all know. It was, in fact, Alhambra.
And
good to know.
Joy is her successor, which is lovely. But all that said, in fact, Joy was one of the people who has made these comments as well. Several of them have, is that one thing that they are doing across the board in the referee development in World Rugby is that they are, and we know this from all of these insane new changes, is that they are going for a freer flowing rugby. What some refs
But
have
that
told us
is
that I know. And so what Amy Barrett Theron, for example, has told us that means is that now you have to ask yourself before you make a call, will this slow it down unnecessarily? Now, unfortunately, the term unnecessarily in a game as subjective as rugby ends up in having refs who
yeah.
call absolutely everything, refs who call absolutely nothing.
Like basically, I just disagree with a whole interpretation of
Yeah.
rugby in terms of rucks, which doesn't mean she
Yes.
was blatantly in favor of one team or another. I
Oh
think
no.
she was equally as bad for both teams,
So that's the other half of this
which is
is that
frustrating.
like is it cheating or like is it rigged if nobody got calls and everybody was complaining
No,
nobody got calls?
no.
What do you call it? I just call that a bad ref. Sorry. I'm not even complaining about bias, just that's a bad performance.
Yeah.
But I will say, and this is where I would always want this conversation to go, um while while we have much to discuss, overall we saw a more cohesive France. There are a lot of asterisks There are a lot of little things we need to talk about,
Mhm.
but from the first week to now, you know, thank God it hasn't
Yeah,
gotten worse.
Can I ask the big question?
Please.
go on.
Is the same French team turning up every week?
That's what we want you to tell us. What are
I
your views
mean,
on the match over match
from the
French team
evidence we
showing up?
have, I'm inclined to say yes for now.
I agree.
Um, this is, and I mean, I know this is going to be probably the most most basic point someone will have ever said about France. This is a new team. This is very much a
Yeah.
new team. And I think we see that every game. And I think what's weird is like, so the three games we had were basically the same scenarios. So first half, for some reason or another, very tight, very cagey first half. France are boxed in the half, can't really get out of them, can't really get out. Concede penalties, play with one, two players down even. But somehow, come half time, they either lead or draw. And then second half, blow everything out of the water. So first off, I'd like
That
to say,
and that in itself is rarer than the opposite. Usually
yes.
it's a
That's
yeah.
it's already like it's a weird it's a weird thing to have the same game scenario, which is the rare
Like
occurrence of game
is it
scenarios happen
just that
three times in a row,
is
which
it just that you
I
keep
agree with
getting
you.
yelled at in the locker room? Like that
No,
can't be sustainable. No,
no,
and that wouldn't be sustainable.
and I know this hasn't been the case because I like on French TV coverage they have the interviews of the coaches just before the second half starts, and every time we hear the coach François Hattie, and he's very methodical, very calm,
Yeah.
and what to me that speaks to is a team that doesn't have a lot of cohesiveness between them, which is
Yeah.
normal, but has, and I think you probably agree with me on this. Probably has the best bench out of
Mm.
all the teams in the Six Nations.
Absolutely.
And this,
Absolutely.
to me, this is the real surprise because I didn't think we were going to be so dominant from 60, 65 minutes. I personally thought seeing the teams that we were putting out, obviously injuries have changed those predictions, but I thought we were going to have a lot more separation at the end of the first halves, and then we would continue on during the second half. But I mean, the all the new players. I mean, Léa
Barat.
Muri,
Yeah. Barat.
Barra,
Yeah.
especially Barra, and his
I
Gordo.
know.
Like the whole, this is a whole new back three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of these players have played international rugby before.
Well, they've played age grade, and I think this is
That
just
does
to.
that doesn't
Well,
count.
this is where I'm
No,
going to jump
you're
in
right. You're
because
right.
the main difference I think between France and the other
Everyone
Six
else.
Nations countries is that you're, from what we can tell from being overseas, is that
The pathway is good.
the pathway is a lot better.
Oh
In
yeah,
fact,
The
your
absolutely.
pathway is
pathway
good.
for women's rugby is perhaps better than your senior women's
No, no,
I
rugby
I mean
mean,
processes at the moment.
that's
which isn't the worst problem in the world to have. You could have a much worse problem, which is like once we get to senior,
Then
we
we care.
plateau,
Yeah.
and that's not the
mm,
case.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
But also I think as well, like your age grade side is so dominant and they're trained so well that when they make that step up into senior rugby, it's not as big of a step. Whereas,
It
for
feels like the
example,
integration is literally better. It's a
yeah,
better
whereas I
integration.
feel like, for example, the Wales girls, they
The
they go
step
through
from
the age
Celtic
grade.
Challenge to senior is crazy.
They go from age grade and it's like, oh, well, you play really, really well at age grade and we've got a huge gap. So we're going to bring you up and you're like 19 and then we're going to drop you down to 20s and then you're doing this all the time. Whereas I feel like in French rugby, it's like, oh, we're bringing you up
Once you go
when you're
senior, you
ready.
stay senior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then with like English rugby, they are basically being held in that pen until the very, very end. And then they basically are stuck in the PWR for a while and then they head up. But they've had that drop off in being in an international squad. So I think the pathway and everything like that is working out better. I think that's why they're able to flow through so seamlessly. I was really concerned. I said it on the pod that I kind of thought it was mad that they were going to have like such new, like so many new people in the back three specifically.
no,
But
I mean, Léa
it's
Muri
been
did play for
fine.
France, but it was like 4 years ago. And even though I didn't remember, I thought she was new. So
Mm.
that's my bad.
Oh,
But
okay.
the 13, who's now starter 13, who wasn't
Yeah.
even supposed to start, Urban Rosé is also uncapped before, was also
Yeah.
uncapped before this tournament. So that's like 13, 14, 15 new caps, 11, four caps 4 years ago.
And
So,
then
and
Tiani
And
then,
then it
Felu
worked.
at
yeah,
12,
but,
Ronan,
I'm
who
really
mostly been
pleased.
playing eight.
at
Mm,
international level.
I'm really pleased, like, because probably out of all the outside backs that we discovered this tournament, this clearly to me was the one I was the least worried about because I know she only plays 12 at clubs. So
See, and that's so cool though. Like, but honestly, that speaks more to the point that Hattie just made, honestly, is that like at many different points of your development within France before you get to senior,
mhm.
is there opportunities that people are grabbing that are preparing them way better than the same opportunity in other countries, and the same opportunity in Wales, the same
But I
opportunity in Ireland.
also
It does way more for you just being in France. But
I
sorry, go on.
think it also speaks on the previous coaching ticket and
Yeah.
them having issues because why were they playing her at 8?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not the
I
thing is
understand why, like
it's
because
not
of her size
Yeah,
and
and it's
everything else.
yeah.
and
Like
I was
But
going to say that this isn't a statement on whether or not
no,
she
I mean
could. Obviously, the answer is yes.
the thing is like that was branded as an experiment because
Yeah. Yeah, that
we
was all I meant is
at the
that like
time
it was a really
at the time we didn't
inspired.
have maybe as many options as we have today, and I'd argue as we have now as uh, for the eighth position.
Certainly.
And at home to Italy, you're thinking if you want to chuck in a new player in a new position, maybe that's the game. And it worked so well. I remember this
It
game
worked
very
really
well.
well.
It worked so
She had
well
a
that everyone was
fantastic
like,
game.
fuck it, let's just play there. Keep on playing there, and
Yeah.
then we just kept it there ever since, which is fine. But
I don't
yeah,
think
I
it was
mean,
the best use of her ability. I think what we've seen,
I mean,
At 8,
I mean, she's so young that it almost doesn't
it
matter
doesn't really matter. Yeah.
mm,
because experience is the
That
most
was what I
important
was going to
thing.
ask, is because
If
I
you're
think it
playing,
doesn't matter.
if you're playing, no matter which position you're playing, you're still getting the experience. And even so, she was already finishing matches at 12 before.
I think
With
it will be. I personally think actually that I don't want to say they've been playing better without Vernier because I don't think that it's because Vernier's not
Mm,
playing that they play
I don't
better.
think that
no,
that's
no, no.
why.
I
I
mean, no.
think is that
It's really more like, despite her being gone, they're doing
well, what I was
right.
going to say is I think Felu, her mini Felu, is that she actually fits the game plan that they want to play with their 12 better than Vernier does because Vernier is so small. Um, and I
Mm,
think,
That's fair.
where they're
I didn't
wanting to
think of that, but that's really fair.
crash the ball up, well, that works out perfectly for Midi Flu. But, and I could be wrong here, I'm pretty sure Vernier has played 13 for club.
yeah, she does. She can play
So
13.
so when she comes back, actually, is that she move out to
Yeah,
13 and you have a
may
12-13?
that's a
That could
possibility.
be that could be sick.
Yeah,
That's probably
yeah. I don't
also
I'm
know.
the
not
I
sh
biggest
honestly don't
size
know.
difference between a 12 and
understand
13 in
I
international
understand the
rugby.
hesitation though. Yeah. I understand the hesitation a lot.
I mean, she does prefer to play 12. She said that multiple times. So I
Yeah.
don't think that's that's something they probably will not push on her unless they
I was
have
going to
to.
say that
And
they
also
will
because
have
they
to
have
concede to her.
so the thing is like this is also part of the larger discussion that we have in France right now because François Hattie just put it plainly. First press conference, he said we don't have any centers. He just came out and said centers is a weak position.
So that was what I wanted to ask you, especially because, I hate to go so like microscopic on something, but even from the start, like upon finding out that Vernier is out and that Grisset is out, it was very obvious that there's a center problem. So from there, it was kind of like, what? We don't know because France is very good at protecting the game plan. But obviously, with a new coach, there's going to be a new game plan. What is he going to do with the centers? And I was very curious if France felt that the experiments that we've been doing so far have been working. I mean, obviously, yes.
Mm.
But yeah, what do you think about the professed lack of depth and then the surprise good performances?
I mean, this is obviously like this is a good position to be in
Yeah,
because we're still winning games, so we don't have to. There's one less problems on our plates. If I think about the game, I mean, on the Ireland game, if we compare the performances of Danny Fallou, who obviously on defense and on offense, I think was really dominant and really showed
I
full
completely agree.
palette as a complete player. I
Which
mean,
is crazy. It's so young. Which is
Crash
crazy
Ball
to be
12,
complete so young.
and
But is
like good
she,
outside pass. So yeah, you can play that for a long time. Compare that to Urban Hussein at 13. She was really good on defense, but I don't think we've seen nearly enough of her with the ball to
Are
pass
you
judgment.
are you
I
fine
really don't
if
know.
are you fine if Falou stays a center? If she's
Oh
just
yeah,
if
oh yeah.
that's the
Oh no
direction.
no no.
Same.
I don't think like obviously it sucks.
Especially with Menage retired as well. Like
Oh,
there's a
don't
big
talk to
gap.
me about Urban. No,
I
that's
know.
stuff.
I
No
know.
no
World Rugby just did a highlight reel of her. Stop. In the arms of the angels.
no no.
I think
No
the
no. I think
Menage twins are the saddest story to me in world rugby.
Let's not. We
Please
have a
come
nice
back.
French guy. Don't.
mm,
I want
no
to
no
talk
no
about how
no.
excited we are for
No,
Phil.
I mean, I don't think I have the same point of view as you though, because like obviously it's a bit
Oh
sad.
no, we just meant that it really sucks to be forced to retire through
Oh yeah, no, no, absolutely.
Yeah, and,
But
and for them to
I,
go through
yeah.
their entire career together and then them not get a last game together, I think really
Oh
That
yeah,
was
no,
all we meant.
absolutely, that
That was all we
sucks.
meant.
No, 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 no. So yeah, no.
No,
I was
no.
just going off the tangent.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, so obviously I'd like the back line to remain the same. Of course, no injuries, no injuries, no injuries. For our games against Scotland and France, so that Scotland and England, sorry, so that we'll get a full picture of how the outside backs play together. I think that we've seen. I think the game where we've seen the most combinations was with Italy, and with um the willingness to play more of a front ball with more of a crash option and then the behind option. I think we've seen that only once in the 3 games we've played. We've seen that only consistently once. So I'd like to see that again against Scotland. But
if you do that against Scotland, you will kill them.
I mean,
And they're already
obviously,
half
It will
dead.
destroy them.
obviously
Um,
It will destroy them.
that's what I
And
want
you
to
know what?
see.
That's not,
I
I
want
was
to
gonna
see
say,
that.
France says that's not my problem.
No, no,
they
I'd
said
want.
that's on you, babes.
No, no, I
That's
really
all
want to
you.
see that because if
You
we
made
like
Jake
go,
Uncle Roberts retire, babe. That's not my problem.
That wasn't my problem.
yeah, no, I mean that's yeah, they're lost.
I
Um,
will say this actually interestingly though, looking
mhm.
forward to Scotland, several Scottish players play in France. So
Yeah,
I'm
they
interested
do.
to
Yeah,
yeah.
no, 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 no. I think Chloe Rolly plays for
Yep.
Toulon. I
Yep.
think. Yeah.
Roly is at Montpellier, I think.
A lot of them are at
Oh,
Montpellier.
Yeah.
I thought one of them was Toulon. Toulon. Oh, maybe. Oh, no, I'll check.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
check later.
I would love it for her if she was. One quick question, because today Gautier Baudin posted what looks like um
No, it's the
an
same
update.
squad. It's the
Okay, it
same
is.
squad.
Okay.
No,
That was what
no
I was
changes.
wondering. Okay,
No,
great.
no, no. Which is
Great.
weird because
Honestly, I just
no,
needed you
no,
to do my homework
They're
for me
no.
because
doing
I
the England thing where they're just
yeah.
like, here's the training squad for this week, and you're like, it's exactly the same as last week, babe.
Mm.
Yeah, but just so you know,
Which
like
is
they're all still good.
yeah, no, no injuries, which is good. The weird thing though, and I mean you touched on it a tiny bit last week, and because you forgot the name of the player in question, I'm
Yes,
going to
I did.
mention it. So we have, because of our census problem, we called up the under 21's captain and centre, Elie Tréguet, who plays 13 for
Yes.
Toulouse, but she was also called up to the under 21 squad.
Because they're playing this week, and
Yeah.
On the bye week.
yeah.
It's a bye week.
So is she
So she's
playing back to back? Maybe.
no, this weekend is a bye week for the Six Nations. There's
For
no
the
match this weekend.
seniors, but
No,
then the
no,
under
okay, okay, okay.
21s are
No,
playing.
the thing, the question was like, is she going to train with the under 21s,
Oh
the
yeah.
Oh,
eight
yeah.
team,
This is
both?
This is what we were saying.
Voila.
This is what we were saying happens with some of the Red Roses, is that they get bounced back and forth from age grade to
So
senior
Yeah,
when we need
it's
them.
happened. Like Wales are doing it as well. They've got
Oh,
there's a couple
several.
of senior
The
players who
Sarens. Yeah.
I don't think the Serens will because they've had proper game time, but I know like Stella Orin, for example, has been in the senior squad, and I'm pretty sure she's playing this weekend for the under 21s. I wouldn't be surprised if the under 21s and the senior squads are just all training together anyway, so I don't think it's going to make a
so
massive
yeah, no,
difference.
no, I mean,
That's
I
true.
already
If that's the
assumed
case,
that
then
that
that's
was the
true.
case. I assume that some of the training squad between was they were training together. So
Mhm.
I assume like they were going to find some kind of solution. But when I first saw that, I was like, ah, same play twice. Weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, now that you say that,
I mean,
I get it.
if once,
I get it. I get it. But would
yeah.
you want to risk that? I wouldn't.
Oh no,
I would
she's
be
good
scared
enough.
too.
No, she's good enough.
Oh no, I know she's good enough. I mean, I don't want to risk her getting an injury
Mm.
Yeah, but
because if she gets injured,
I mean, if I were listening to myself, I would have played her against. I would have chucked her in the squad against Ireland, honestly,
yeah,
because I really.
I was surprised. I was surprised after
But
after
I
how
mean,
amazing the performance.
the bench made a
Sure.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, good choice. I mean, don't listen to
It
me. I'm
did.
just.
It did, but also she got to come on during what ended up being a surge. So great. Definitely had a role,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. But
no, but your point stands.
so yeah, I mean, so that's the outside backs. I think they have backs pairing.
Hmm.
I mean, Tony Willis is really good. No real surprise. Although I think,
Arbez is nice and reliable now, which I'm happy to
oh,
see.
there's, oh, I'm so,
Nice
Unusual
and
for a
I'm
French fly
so,
half, sorry, but
that's what I meant is that like you're kind of used to like more really up or really down French fly half, but
I
she's
I mean,
like
I'm
she's
so
into her
glad.
consistency, man. I'm stoked.
I'm really glad for her because, like, honestly, like, ever since we first saw her in the French squad, we knew that she had these kinds of performances in her, and now that she's
Absolutely.
showing up week in, week out, it just shows like she's so good. The way she
It's
attacks the
felt
line, it really
yeah.
pleases me because I don't
I
think
was gonna say it's felt like she's connected with the inner playmaker that we knew was in there, is how it feels.
no, I think yeah, she really play like it sounds cliche, but she is one of those players who thrives with confidence, and
Yeah,
she really lost that confidence when she got ejected from the squad 2 years ago. And the fact that she
absolutely.
was like selected and like chosen as the first choice 10 by a
Mhm.
former club manager, it's like given all the cards and say, go on, do your thing.
It's
And
gotta be so
it
like yeah,
yeah,
fortifying.
and she has kicking duties too.
yeah.
So loads of like really she really is now a core member of the squad offensively and defensively. She had a really good game defensively.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm really pleased with her, and I think she can be even better. I think she can be even better with the game management. Her kicking was good, but I think she has maybe like maybe 5 or 10 meters more in terms of distance. I think
Yeah.
she can be
And
even
and
more
that's
lethal
not
in that sense.
I was just gonna say that's not even the worst problem you can have.
Oh no, no,
That's a
no,
fixable problem.
no. Because if we compare like the kicking between our 9 and 10, I think weirdly
Yeah.
enough, because England also had a poor kicking game
Mm.
Yeah.
on Saturday. I think about
And
that box kick that just
I was gonna
went
say, so,
two
and the thing
meters
is,
and in the other went.
with PBS, when she's
Mm.
having an off kicking day, you can tell.
Oh yeah, no, no, that
It's one
was
of
really
those,
apparent.
it's one of the, some players are like so middling with their kicking that you can never really tell if they're better or worse.
Mm.
You can with her.
Oh
So,
no, no. So I mean, she still had lo largely a good game, so it's not the end of the world. But I
so
mean, we're
can,
talking about the backs, but if we're really honest, the
that was where I wanted to go.
forwards are just leagues above
We, we
So I
everyone
feel
have
else.
pretty, we as a, like, as a collective, we are all in agreement, and I'm just checking really, but like, we're feeling pretty fine about the pack. It's pretty settled.
I have
Yeah,
some lovely statistics for you all.
please.
So if we're looking at fact, just from the last game alone, 100% scrum win, 92% of lineouts. We have do, 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 two,
Falreclo is constantly everybody's favorite player. Like,
yeah.
yeah, they're doing
Um,
Ah,
great.
we have 231 tackles with a 92% completion rate, the vast majority of those being by forwards. In fact, if we go in, the top four tacklers are all French. Uh,
Berthomeu, Filiu,
That's so
um,
badass.
Lazarco on 24,
Lazarco.
Berthmont on
Lazarco too.
24, Folaclo on 23, and then Menefelu on
Lazarco, who is also,
21.
by the way, completely blasted onto the scene. But
Yeah.
go on.
And then five is Aaron King, and then it's two more French players at 6 and 7. So
No,
it
it's I mean,
like the entire
It's a nice problem to have.
oh my God,
the
I'm
top
so pleased.
14 tacklers from the last game, two of them were Irish, and the rest were all French. And the two Irish ones were Aaron King and Aoife Wafer.
Yeah, the
Aaron King,
exact
by the
ones that
way, it's
Aaron King
really
got
a nuisance. Oh,
she is a
oh,
right?
nuisance, but
She is
uh,
really growing into her 15s role. I'm thrilled. But anyway, go
yeah,
on.
oh
but
yeah, she's yeah, really, really good.
it's it, France
Is it
is
crazy she came from
such
sevens? Sorry, go on.
France is such and she used to play fly half anyway.
I know.
France are such a physical team. They're big, they're boisterous, they're going to take people out. They're next up against Scotland, who are probably the least physical
Not
team in the
not
side.
physical.
Um,
Well, too many of them, if you hit them too hard, they shatter.
yeah. Um, I don't think that this is going to be a pretty watch.
No, I don't.
Good
That
luck
is,
to them.
however, that is a good segue actually into what we're thinking for next week for Six Nations. We should get everybody's predictions and then go from there.
Hmm.
So, what matches do we have next weekend, Hattie?
We have, if I look at my poster,
Well,
uh,
not this weekend, sorry, next weekend.
next weekend, we have Italy versus England.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We've got
Okay.
Scotland
Is it in Italy or in England?
in Italy. Bear in mind the
Okay.
last time
At
that,
least it'll be nice. At
yeah,
least it'll be nice to watch.
the last time that England went out to Italy, I'm pretty sure is when Sarah Beckett broke Michaela Sillery's leg.
Oh,
Why is every fact that you bring the opposite of a fun fact?
yeah,
You're always like, oh, isn't that the game where her dad died? I'm like,
Isn't that
that's
Jesus.
isn't
great.
that the one where she got decapitated on the pitch?
Isn't that the one where she had that really terrible hit and she screamed?
Isn't that the one where somebody had a t-shirt cannon and it hit somebody and it died? Um,
Isn't that the one where she threw up for 4 times, four
Four
minutes?
times, yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. I know that
Isn't
happens. I
that the
know that
one?
happens.
Isn't that the one where Ruth
Did she
Campbell
play,
just
by the way?
chucked?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
yeah, and didn't
yeah.
get taken off. Yeah, that one.
Oh,
Um, then we have Scotland versus France in Scotland. It's at
hmm.
Minifield, not Murrayfield. Um, and then we've got Ireland versus Wales in Belfast. I'm not going to say which country that is in because I value my life.
It's in Ireland. Ireland. Doesn't matter.
Ireland. I, yeah,
No, no,
Ireland.
no. So Belfast is in Northern Ireland, but
Yeah,
we don't talk.
yeah. I mean,
Oh
I've always doing a
yeah.
bit, so
Oh yeah, the bit is that we're trying not to get canceled by Ireland, despite
We're,
everything we said a bunch in our
uh
podcast.
we're trying
no, I
not to
mean,
get cancelled by
Oh,
unionists.
we are
no,
trying to
no,
get
no.
canceled by
Like I
the Orange
was,
Order
Do you know what? I value my life and I don't want the Orange Order to come
to
after
find
me.
you. To
Yeah.
find you.
no, no,
Because
You
that's
are
going to
unfortunate.
happen where I live.
Karuk and I are fine. You are a little bit too close. That you are
no,
at
no,
risk.
no. If you want to say something nice about Ireland, I mean, globally, I think pretty unlucky not to have scored more points in the first half. And frankly, I think if they scored even maybe one more try, the game would have been totally different. And
The tempo
really,
would have
that
changed.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would have
However,
probably like given us less latitude to play in second half. So yeah, I mean, really solid team. I do think they were a bit too how do I say this?
Cocky.
boisterous before the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Let's say
cocky works,
boisterous.
boisterous, and I was going to say like they were undisciplined.
Mm.
It was a discipline problem, which is
Yeah,
often
because I before the game I did a little snoop on Irish media
good.
just to get a temperature, and like they were up for it. They were like
Yeah.
really up for it, which is fine. But some of the
And they're always
some of the
targeting
quotes I
France. We don't
read,
know why because they're so far
yeah.
away, but they really do think that they are on France's
But I mean,
level.
fair enough. I mean, that's the mindset you should have if you want to beat a
I was gonna
team
say
who's above you.
it's
So
a great
fair
aim.
enough. But like, I mean, having that kind of talk when you know you're playing France away, I mean, you better back it up on the field. They did, but they lost. So better off this year.
Yeah.
And just a last point about the game on Saturday. I I'm really happy that people rediscovered or discovered what a player on Moyembe is because I think she was a
I am
massive
s-
loss for the World Cup,
I
and
that's
I don't think it was mentioned enough. And
That's
she
my
was
new
really
France player
unlucky.
that I'm obsessed with. I think she's fantastic. I admit I
Oh,
am one of the people who was not tracking her that much. I knew a little bit in and out. I am thrilled with her breakthrough.
I
I
have to
can't
I
be
wait
mean,
honest. I mostly knew her because eyelashes, and she's also in Amalia Argudo's TikToks a lot because they live together.
because they live
That
together.
was most of my knowledge of her.
yeah, I mean,
Um,
But again, this is one of
mm,
those things about women's rugby. Like, sorry, that gets views, and like I knew about her because of it, and I love their friendship, and I think she's really cool. So now I'm buying France jerseys. Like, did it work? Yes. Sorry, it
mm.
worked.
Like the thing is, like she already had this image of a very pretty player. I say it for
I was gonna
credits
say
because
she's a pretty girl who wrecks. Like
yeah,
we
and
love
but
that in
like the thing,
rugby.
that's always been a USP. She's always been a very physical player on the pitch, but
Yeah,
obviously she missed the World Cup, and I think she got lost in the shuffle a bit. But
yeah,
ever since she changed clubs, I think the change did wonders for her fitness. I mean, we can see that because
that's
she used
fantastic.
to
I
she used
It
to be
really can just be
a really
one
good
right
player.
move.
She used to be a really good player, but for maybe 25, 30 minutes, and then she would start to gas out a bit. That's why she usually would start on the bench and really like impose herself for the last part of the games. Really good player
She's
in that
certainly
perspective.
her stamina is way up then. I would
But
not have guessed
I
that.
mean, she just blew up in terms of her fitness, and now you can see like the
Her game has upped
absolute,
so far.
the absolute domination of a game she had. She's just really, really, first of all, really physical player, which is important
Which
when you
really
play front
which
row.
really makes me happy because when France has a really powerful front row, everything else works. I don't know what it is about the
Oh
French
yeah, I
scrum,
mean,
but that's something that I've no I mean, it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
always happen. There are some scrums that still can't function with a good front row. France can.
No. I mean, she's really, really physical, and what I really like about her game in general, that she doesn't, how can I say this? She really relishes it. She really looks for the physical challenge, for the physicality of the game, and really like asserts dominance through physicality. Like she could like know, okay, I'm a
She
good
was the
player with the
number one
ball.
dominant
I'm dominant.
either this week or last week. She was the number one dominant tackler.
Yeah, she could base a game maybe on more like trying to target soft shoulders, maybe of an offload game, and she has that. She definitely has that. I'm
Yeah,
not saying that she doesn't,
that would absolutely
but
work.
more often than not, like she goes fucking route one, and that's
I
really
can't
really
blame a
really good.
prop for doing
I
that
was
though.
just gonna say, like, when it works, are you
Oh no,
mad?
no, she and that's and then obviously she got play of the match, deservedly so.
Yeah,
And like after the game, she during the press conferences, she was really pleased with herself, as she should. And well, what I really liked about comments post game is that she said that now people will know that when we play France, they have to look for me. And then she really
that's so
used this
sick.
game to assert
That
herself as really one of the dominant players of this French squad. And she's totally right. She
that goes
is
Cool.
hard.
a player to watch
That
now.
goes so hard.
No, no,
So
so Yeah, I'm really pleased.
So
Really, really pleased.
very briefly, we have two. We obviously talked about France. We love France dearly. There are two other teams that have got some weird questions around them. Obviously, we talk about Wales a lot. We sort of talk about Ireland. We ignore England because they don't exist in my world. Um,
Oh,
but
just is Saudi Kabaya okay?
yeah, she's in training.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's okay.
totally
Yeah,
back. Stinger.
she's doing her recovery. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, she should be fine. I don't think it's going to be long term. Um, So, two countries. First of all, Scotland. Are they okay?
Are we already did Scotland, are you okay?
Well, yes, no, no. We went
I
back
mean,
to France. I
no.
didn't know if we were.
Oh no, I thought we were doing our long France chat
I mean,
We've completely messed up our order of our running plan, by the way, guys. But I love you all dearly.
now. I think we are.
no,
I
I
think
mean,
we
if
are
we,
wrapping. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And are Italy
yeah.
improving?
Yeah. So Scotland, I think we did touch on enough. I don't want to I don't want to beat it into the ground because yes, they are having a huge injury crisis. It's almost impossible to know how they're developing play-wise because so many of them aren't playing.
Hmm.
Do
Like
we
if
think
they,
Italy are? Oh, sorry, Karuk, you go.
no. I was just really curious about the outcome performance against us because, like, obviously they don't have all the players available right now, which is a shame.
I
But if they
I'm
don't
simply
show
not.
up against us, I don't see a way back for them for a very long time because if you get
Yeah,
battered twice at home, well, obviously it's England and France, so yes, you're
right.
not the favorite in both these games. But like losing to Clock RFC is bad,
Yeah.
and like I really hope for them that they show up against us. I just
Yeah.
really, that's just all I'm gonna say. I really hope
I
I
they
think
I
the
show
really
perform.
hope they're not
unfortunate
demoralized. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
think the unfortunate thing for this Scotland team particularly is that obviously France are in the ascendancy and France are basically going to be looking at they're going to be like one eye
They're
on the
already
week
thinking about
after, yeah.
Bordeaux. They're already thinking
Um
about Bordeaux.
No,
so I
but I
think
mean, honestly, like we're smelling blood. Like we really are, and
Yes.
yeah.
like
And
obviously
and
I
I
don't.
it's the warm
I
up for the big game
mm,
and I think
that's the thing. That's exactly the thing.
Even if Scotland had their number one side, I would be scared with the French team that are going into next week. Um
I
and
do
they
think
do
that
not have
France
their number one side.
I do think that France is looking at England and accurately assessing that this could be the year. And it's
Yeah.
correct. Fortunately, for those of us who don't adore England, England has been out in the media talking a lot about how they feel that they do have a crisis, for example, in the second row. Obviously, not really, but to them, it is. And unfortunately, with a team like England, if you're winning the mental game, like you're still ahead of a lot of other teams if you're beating them
Mm.
mentally.
I
So
also think though, like,
if France would want to put on an absolute whooping this weekend because they want, or an absolute whooping against Scotland because they want England thinking about it the whole time.
yeah, I'd also think as well, like with um England, they have gone out and they've been like, and especially the journalists, like the client journalists for the Red Roses, they
Right.
come out and they're like, we actually want a more competitive Six Nations. So it would actually
Oh,
be really fun if they got spanked.
ah, mm.
It would. Again, we will remind people the Red Roses with a much stronger Red Roses and that was still helmed by Mo Hunt only beat France 43-42 last year. I will just say that.
But I mean,
Um,
I think the gap has widened a bit because
We'd
first of
like to
all,
think that it's
the
closing.
no, I mean the
Yeah.
we
No,
probably
I
fucked
it's
our World
fair.
Cup preparation by playing only England
It's fair.
and getting battered at home.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
probably
fair.
the worst thing we could have done.
Yeah, it's kind of remarkable actually. I mean, we can't veer off too much into that, but across the board actually there have been some really baffling warm-ups or preparatory matches across the board. It was very weird that Wales went all the way to Australia just to come right back for the World
Oh
Cup.
yeah, what? Why?
Weird
Yeah,
shit like that is happening
yeah.
and to prepare only by playing your rival is it's a choice.
No, no, no. I mean,
It's a choice. Yeah.
It
We
happens.
That
can
was weird.
we yeah, we can tell.
Mhm.
What is your other question for us, Hattie?
And I've asked it, I think, 3 times now,
Is
are
Italy
Italy
improving?
improving?
Um,
Because I was very pro Italy going into the Six
yes.
Nations. I thought they were going to do really well. They stunk the first week. They stunk even harder the second week. This week they were a lot better.
Yep.
I would
Yes.
say Zanetti at
But
tight head prop played really, really well.
true.
But
But
they
does
also
that
have some big honking issues.
I was going to say, does that
Mm.
could that also unfortunately just indicate inconsistency? Because a team that is inconsistent can still have great games.
Yeah.
Great games. This was only a good game. They could even have a great
Mm.
game.
I would really
We
like if
definitely
they
haven't
had a
seen that.
stinker in their last game.
Yeah, you would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we are all hoping for it. But um
Should we finish on a fun fact?
let's finish on a fun fact.
My fun fact for you all is that
It
France
can't be
over the
sad.
no, it's not.
Okay.
France over the opening 3 rounds have conceded less tries in the entire tournament so far than England did in the game against Wales.
Very, 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 very.
So we need to keep saying it until it hurts England's feelings.
Because France have conceded 1 try per game, which is 3 tries in total throughout the entire competition, and England conceded 4 tries in the game against Wales.
Mm.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah, I do think the defense has gotten worse, weirdly enough, compared to the World Cup. And that's probably the consequence of the injury crisis.
yeah.
You really can tell that this team has players that are not used to play together in terms of like the
Yes.
team
That
the especially the tries the two I mean the two liner tries were smart smartly designed, but
but
I'd argue
for
they were a bit soft, a bit.
I was gonna
But
say,
I
first
mean,
of all, like among the kinds of tries is like, again, a try is a try, 5 points is 5 points.
oh
However, it is definitely
mhm.
right, but no, but to your point, like, come
Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
come
I mean, I
on.
don't think they've lost anything in terms of offense, but they definitely are probably a step behind. I mean, you're losing you're you're losing like for your Morwen Italian, who I think is
Yeah,
an exceptional defender. Zoe
yeah,
Oldcroft. I mean,
I think
there's like
weirdly,
big defensive units that you haven't
yep,
gotten.
yep,
So
and especially
obviously,
especially when you rely on those people to do a lot and honestly, this circles all the way back. It makes a nice full circle to what we were talking about in the very beginning about especially in the backs in England, you get to specialize in one or two things that your position does, and you don't have to do everything. And when you are missing a few key forward defenders, you obviously, by math, you have to start relying on your backs as well. And when so many of them have never had to drill on defense much at all, it could be
mm,
exploitable. And I think unfortunately we're not really going to see the breadth of what that does until they play France. I don't think we're going to see it exploited until France, but I think France is going to exploit it. Um, I believe it could work.
uh, we'll see, we'll see.
I think with some,
How do we get you to Bordeaux for that weekend? You know that that match is going to be
Uh,
insane.
is it not sold out already?
yeah. I mean,
Oh, it might be
I
sold out
think it is
already.
though. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
fair,
haven't looked at.
fair.
I haven't looked. I mean, speaking
We
of
do
tickets,
know we
I've seen that they've started selling the tickets for the September games
hmm,
against New Zealand, Australia,
it's gonna be
and Canada, and I might be tempted to go to the Canada game because it's
yeah,
the
you
one
really
close.
should.
It's the one
Well,
closest to my home, so uh,
absolutely you should,
it's
and
still a
also
4 hour drive
several
though. But I
yeah.
probably
Look, I spent 9 hours on the train on Saturday.
yeah,
And
nah,
I do
true.
like it is my most like I am really just putting all my L's out there. But truly, and I was laughing about it with my wife, but it hit like 6 o'clock on game day in Kansas City, and I was still in the hotel because the lightning warnings had kept coming. And I was like, I don't know how to apologize to you if I ended up booking a hotel, flights, rental car, or Uber, and I do not see any rugby at all. I might have gone to Kansas City to entirely sit in a hotel room. So if that doesn't happen, and it won't, you are already ahead of Hattie for on the train for 9 hours, because the UK won't give her a
No,
license,
yeah.
nor should they.
Hmm.
They
Um,
not with my brain, maybe not.
not not with that going on. So between now and next time, we will be hounding Karuk to take a look at the internationals. And also if you go to the Canada one, a bunch of them play in France in Ligue 1.
Yeah, that's
You'll
true.
get it. It's basically a scouting thing. You're basically doing it for work.
Mm.
Hmm.
Um, we're going to work on that. If you think that we are right, put it in the comments. And as always, any other thoughts, questions, comments can go in our comments here. You can find us on social media. As we mentioned, please do check out Global Gainline. We are hoping to expand. Let us know any of your ideas if you have them. I realized that I launched into this without actually checking. Hattie, do you have anything else?
No, because I did my any other business at the beginning and we did the ending 3 times. So
So one of them's probably good. Tarek, do you have anything else before we go?
Yes, I do actually.
Please.
I want to say a quick shout out to a player who is not playing for my club, but is playing for one of these league club in the women's section, who has been selected to play for France under 21s. So
Hey.
she came on 2 weeks ago against Wales, and she was retained to play against Scotland next week. So congrats to her, and hopefully she'll do a world of good against the Scots and possibly the English the week after. So congrats to her.
and what's her name?
Oh, sorry, Amy Barthelemy. She's a back rower.
Okay. See,
We'll be
because
watching.
the England versus France game is really close to where I live.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I
You
was
should
really tempted to go
go.
anyway, but I could make her a sign.
That would be really
Ah, that would be
sweet.
brilliant.
That would
Ah, that'd be
mean the
brilliant.
world to her. Oh, I'd really like
Mm,
that. All right, you guys have to
okay.
connect on that because that would make me very soft inside.
Yeah. And she's gonna be
Okay,
like,
that's
who the hell is this
she's gonna be like,
woman?
first of all,
Yeah.
I can tell she's British by her complexion.
By
Who is this
this.
British? By
And,
this.
and then
Why does
why
she
does she
know
talk
me?
like that?
What?
Why does she
Yeah,
not?
why does she know? And you'll be like, no, no, no. So we have a podcast 4 people listen to, and I was on it.
And I have this friend that I met on Discord, and
Okay, so
because
I
of
have a
that,
friend from online.
A colleague,
he
I
friend.
says he
text him
knows
sometimes.
you.
Exactly. He said he knows you and he's so proud of you. And she's like, okay, again, you have not told me his name. We're like, oh, it's Carrick. Oh, okay, yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. All right.
Well, yeah,
If
no,
you have any,
again, congrats to her. Yeah, that's
yes,
brilliant.
we are thrilled.
Mm.
If you have any other friends that Hattie should make signs for, also let us know about that.
Or any
Um,
parents that I can harass at train stations.
any parents who would like to become Hattie's friend, she will tell you how to follow her on social media. Parents love it when you do that.
Mm.
Why did you mention
Other
train
than
stations?
Oh, I met Maisie Davis's mum on the train platform.
Ah, I didn't know that.
which is how she meets so many player parents in the normal way.
Mm.
Um, this is the seventh time that I've tried, but thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much, Karek, for your time. We love having you. We will
My
of
pleasure.
course be having We'll be, of course, be having more wrap-ups. You'll definitely be back. Otherwise, check us out on all the regular places to check us out. Thank you so much for your time. We will be back to talk about the next week of Women's Six Nations. This wrapped up Pacific Force, so we'll be giving that a little bit of a rest. Thank you so much for your time and talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.